Well, hello, welcome to another Let's Talk opinions about video games. So it's been a bit since I've done a Let's Talk, and it's just I've been playing other stuff and doing other challenges. But we're back because I've been playing a lot of this very interesting management game called Let's School, which, just as the name says, you are managing a school. However, even if you might think I'm just gonna skip this whole thing. No need. No need for that because I've already played this game before. So this basically is you're gonna manage a school, but it's in ruins and you have to upgrade it till the point that it's like in its best shape and form. You like the reason why I wanted to talk about this one in particular is just I love management games, but this one in particular, it's super in depth. And when I started this game, I thought it was just like any other management games, kind of like 2 Point Hospital, 2 Point Museum, 2 Point College, stuff like that, or the Let's Build Zoo, Let's Build Dungeon, games like those, or Prison Architect. But I know because those other games only let you like get into small things about the game. Yes, you can manage how many rooms you have, how the sizes they are, the programs that are working within each of those institutions you're managing. But Let's School lets you dive in deeper. What do you want to focus in, and how do you want to get there? So, for example, right here we have different victory goals. So this is why I started a brand new game because I wanted to show you exactly how in depth this game goes. So you have different options you can go with. You can have the smartest kids in the district, or you can have the school that admits everyone from everywhere. Like people are flooding your school to get in from very different places from the country. Or you just want a very pretty school. The prettiest, the better people come, right? Like, or you want a school that has like a very good presence with the clubs, with different hobbies that students have. You can select any of this. It doesn't matter really right now if you go with any of them. This is the best thing about it. You can say, okay, I'm gonna lock in the first one, but as you progress and you see that, you know what, I've come to the point that I think I've become very good at administrating the classes, because I'm going to move on in a little bit to show you what I'm talking about managing overall everything. You can just switch to any of the other goals. Like you can be the school that has everything at some point if you really put your mind into it and all you use your resources effectively. So I'm just going to go with the first one. It doesn't matter right now. Welcome to my big, well-developed school, which actually has 2 levels now, and not just one, like the other school that didn't even have rooms. Either way, so I was talking in the beginning about how in depth this game can go with terms of management, and let me show you why with an actual built school and not me just starting from zero. So normally you're gonna start from with a very small place where you're gonna have like 2 rooms, and you can make those rooms however you want. Because this is the cool thing about this game. You can start with your game however you want and remodel it and make it as however you wish to look like. You can make it all enclosed, everything in one building like an American school, or you can make it with different rooms across the space. You can do whatever you want. You are not bound to just do it in this specific way, right? Which I'm saying you don't necessarily do it with this way, because I kind of feel like I misuse a lot of space because of it. Either way, so if we go into, for example, it's a school, so you have all of these different grades and levels, right? You have level first grade, second grade, and third grade, but you can manage them as well. So you have, for example, the course. So you have a course per class, and you can decide exactly how that day is gonna go. For example, if we go to class third grade per se, each period you can assign what exactly they can do on those times. So for example, here they have extracurricular sessions. There's no teacher for that, so they're not gonna be able to get that. I need to get a teacher for that. But you can leave it open as well. You don't necessarily need to add anything. Or you could have first period without nothing and let them do whatever the heck they want. The only important thing for your school to prosper is that people don't fail. If you see it right here in the corner, estimated fails is going to be 0. So you could essentially say, you know what, maybe I could give them a free period and remove one of these classes. Or you could make it even more intense and give them classes on everything. And not just that, but for example, you have a morning session. So on the school, they start the day with something in the beginning. It can be just a morning reading like here, or like with this class, just clean up, logic training, blah, blah, blah. But depending on what you do, for example, if you have logic training, that means that because they start with logic, the rest of the day, whatever is on science is going to get boosted, which means it's going to be more efficient for the students on their learning path. And I'm sure I have a few examples because grade 1, if you see here in the corner, estimated fails, I have one rowdy student that for some reason is deciding to fail literature. We're going to put him to read some books. But the system tells you very well how exactly you can help your students if some of them are excelling and they're like kind of like bluish, or they are getting into that, they're going to get to that point where they're going to be really excelling with the green, for example. And you can decide to do whatever the heck, because if you can go to the side, you have the fundamental courses, the morning sessions, the special courses, and when you have a teacher, for example, for the extracurriculars, you can add that here as well. So this game really lets you do whatever you want to do and however you want to do it. And you can assign however many teachers you want to have assigned to this. Of that for the classes, but that's not all. This game goes a step further because look at this management, right? At the start, if I give a little bit of a clip going back to how my other previous school looked, you only had the headmaster's office, right? We minimized it. You just had this one thing. But you can make it, and it has, okay? You can only manage 73 things, okay? Because each department or each thing you add is going to cost you a small amount. On the top, it's going to tell you how much. So, for example, the bathrooms cost you 5 to manage. So that's going to add up on your number on top of here. However, this game allows you to have departments within your school, because your school at some point is going to get really big, because the point is for you to become the best school ever, right? Like the best trainer, the best teacher. So for that, you are going to need management. So you can actually add those management places and put on a specific staff in it. So that way you can continue to open up more stuff, because if we open up this, you're going to see that each management place is completely taking control of different areas within the school, so that not everything falls within the headmaster's office. So this way, I didn't discover this until very late on the game on this one specifically, and I was like, oh, because I didn't know how exactly I could add like these special modules and stuff like that, because this can make more efficient on your school. So I was like, I don't know, because I kept getting I couldn't go above 73 for the headmaster. So I was like, I need more classes. I need more courses. I need more this. I need more that. And I was like, I don't understand. How am I going to make this work? I was going a little bit mad. So then I discovered, management departments. You have different people managing different things. So not everything becomes a conglomerate on one single person. Like normally on a good, efficient job should be. And then that's not all. Because you have let's say a tree scale per se. You have 4 different tabs, and all of this affects not just for your students, but also for the staff members. So you have a lifestyle for the school, which is pretty much for the cafeteria, the playground, the hygiene, the infirmary, and then you can go and upgrade slowly those things to make the cafeteria better, or to have a school store and bring in new stock. of different things to sell to your kids. Or you can have temperature or comfortable living, because the game will have seasons. Some days it's gonna be very cold, some days it's gonna be very hot, and you're gonna need these because you don't wanna be putting them manually, right? But for this, you need to do research, which are people that are in charge right here in the corner on the side to make it work. Now, I'm not saying this is the best way to administer a school. I am not a professional at this. I actually try and follow tutorials, but this is the way I do. Okay, I'm not saying this is the best way to manage it. So either way, we go back. So you have lifestyle, education, which helps mainly for the students. Management, this helps mainly for the staff, and then clubs, which helps in general to the students as well. You can also help staff. So for example, you have here the whole list of every single staff member you have from the humanities, science, arts, and sports. But when you hire these people, they're going to have different skill trees. Well, different levels of skill. However, the most important one is the research one. Because if they have a higher research, which is the little, like, oh, I cannot point at it. But the higher level on research they have, the more you can level up that specific staff member without less money spending on that person. Anyway, you have that, and of course you have the name of your school. There's a school ranking with different other schools. You slowly start discovering those schools because you're actually like stepping on their toes, and they're like, hey, I know you are making your way up the ranks and I am not liking it. Either way, it makes like a funny banter between like fighting between schools. We're gonna be able to see all the information about your schools, how much it costs, the expenses, the income you're having, how many people are per grade, what are their grades, and you can actually try and see, okay, something is wrong, it's not working, we need to change it to make it better. That is how much I enjoy this game, because it really lets you get into the information, into the stats. I love Google Sheets. So this for me is like, this is the drug, you know, because I can see every little bit of the information and I can make it work, make it more efficient. Do I understand how to make everything work? No, I'm still learning how to make this game more efficient in my builds. But overall, this is an amazing piece of game development. I love everything about it. And I haven't even showed you there's a map. Because as you can see right now, you can buy the space next to it because you can make this school like big. Like big. Right now it looks big, but it can be bigger. It can be so much better. And you can get students from everywhere, because if you go into the map, this is where you're going to see other schools. Right here, there's Princeton High, Sakura High. Yours is, where is ours? Right here. That's our school. That's our little tiny school. And you can send your students to all of these areas within the map to discover and to seek out better places to get information from, like here, or here, or here, or you can hire this, establish an admission office. But if you establish this admission office, you're also going to see that, oh, the people we grab from here, they care more about science and less about literature. So that might means that your school might need one classroom that specializes more in that specific area than literature or stuff like that. Or this one cares more about literature than science. So then you are going to need a specific classroom for that. Or one of them cares more about science and sports. I don't have sports at my school, so I don't have an admission. I'm not considering an admissions office from here, but it could be a thing that you can start grabbing from students from there. Or you can send them to competition venues if you have clubs with basketball and music or pop music stuff, music things. Either way, you see what I mean, right? This game is not just you making like this, your school pretty and constructed like in a very architectural way. You are also having to outreach to the world outside. It's not just like, because in other management games, I feel like you just get the plot of land, and it's like, oh yes, you can start working on this area. I'm gonna put play so the game starts. You guys can see the stuff happening in the screen. So they just give you like the plot land and you start building, but you never move from outside of that. This game doesn't do that. This game has like different intersections of rivalries you're gonna have, different things that you can grab from, like what I said, right? Places that are more specialized in some classes than other things, and not necessarily how currently it looks with mine, which is like half literature, half science. All the managing things that you are allowed to do, and you can really say, oh, this is my school. It's not just like managing game that you decide, oh, I'm just gonna put however many classrooms, however many seats, and that's it. No, you control everything, all of it. You control, even if, for example, over here we see these little bubbles. Oh, these students are sleeping. Wake the hell up. You can click on them and waken up. Even that, like if you right now, because there's sometimes on managing games where you get to a point where you're just looking, right? You're just looking because you're just waiting for that money to come over so you can continue doing expansions. But not this game. This game allows you to be more even in person with each individual. You can follow their steps on your school, right? You can see why they're doing. Oh, they're forgetful. -%, 40% on memory. So that means they're not gonna be doing that well on school. So that means they might need a more focused style with them. Make whatever type of school you want. The most strict one, the one that is more focused about sports, which will be very interesting to do. But you can make something work for this specific, for the specific institution you want to make. But yeah, that's my infographic. And you can really zoom in and see them all. Which also, by the way, I just remembered, they can get to whatever range of body type depending on the food you also serve. Like even that, you can decide what items are being sold on your school. But some of them will tell you that the product is going to have an effect that is going to make them increase in size on their physique. Even that you have to be careful with. You have to be selective on what you put in your school. Otherwise, you're going to cause issues on your students as well. So, this is a full-on management game, okay, people? This is not just your run-of-the-mill, put a classroom, keep making it bigger, keep making it, like, just, sometimes you just wonder about satisfaction or income, and that's it. No. You have to consider all facets of life on this school, okay? Even the food. Cool, very good. If you have, for example, another management game you would like to recommend me, I would love to hear about it. Leave it in the comments. I would love to hear about it and actually give it a shot. Give it a try, give it a will, or give it a run, because this is my type of game. I love management games. But yeah, let me know. I would love to check it out, and I hope this video was somewhat helpful. Maybe you are also interested in management games and are looking for a new one. This is definitely one of those that can help you pass a lot of hours just thinking about how you're gonna put your school to work. But yeah, that is all for this episode. I'm the Honey Badger, and I hope to see you in the next update to my adventure in games. If you liked the video, leave a like or a comment. It really helps. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Keep on gaming.